Hey everybody, this is my 1994 Ford Probe GT. I just picked it up. It's a 30-year-old car. Still has the original cassette player in it. And if it worked, I would leave it in here, but it dies out after maybe about 10 minutes of playing. Just totally conks out. So I'm going to replace it. And I'm going to put this Alpine unit in there. It's a UTE 73BT unit. And I'm also going to put in some kicker speakers. I'm going to replace the factory speakers if they are. I'm not sure. Let's say this is. I just bought this and I'm fixing it up. So, in order to get the stereo out, I ordered stuff through Crutchfield, and they have these little U-shaped tools. You stick it in the two little slots on the side, and you push it outwards. We'll be able to pull it out. And you got your antenna wire. And you got two other hookups here. And there's your stereo out. As long as you can reach back in here and grab these wires, it's okay to kind of let it roll back in there. Now I got to unbox this, take a look, see what I got. That's one thing about Crutchfield, they give you all the adapters, connectors that you need for it. Face plate, wiring harness, your Bluetooth mic, your phone. Trash. Big old manual. Don't need that. This looks like the little wiring instructions that came with Crutchfield. Alright, look at the wiring codes in here, and this is very generic from the main book. This is a wiring diagram, the wiring codes in the Alpine unit. Going through all that, it looks somewhat confusing, but it looks like everything's color coded. This gives you the unit in the back of the stereo. This connects to the car. So I'm just going to wire everything up as it is, color to color. So that looks very simple. I'm thinking about amping this unit later on, but I might actually take these in and properly solder the connectors together. So let me do that first. Alright, how I solder wire together. Basically, your two wires, strip them back around the same distance, a little quarter-inch, maybe a little bit more of a quarter-inch. And I fan out the strands a little bit, both sides. And then I kind of lace them between each other. And then you twist them together. They should be kind of interlaced so you can't quite pull them apart. That's what you want. And you get your soldering iron. I always put some solder on it first, get it wet. You start heating up your copper wire. That's basically it. Took your hole and they're all good. That's how I solder two wires together. Alright, while I let my soldering iron cool down, so I've already have these heat shrinks here. I'm going to pull them over. Cover up my soldered. And I'm going to shrink them down, and this will be a nice insulation for the wiring. Just going to pull them down now because these things do shrink pretty quickly once you start heating them up. I don't want to preheat one up while I'm trying to heat up the other wires. Alrighty, got all the wire soldered together. I use these little heat shrinks. Cover right over there. Do it all to everyone. Get right on the center. Don't too much. That's it. Yep, we're all done. Everything's all soldered together. All heat shrinks to give a nice insulation. Just double check and make sure I have no strands sticking out, nothing poking out through it. You don't want anything grounding out, shorting out. Everything feels good. Alright. Back to the car. Alright, time to connect it to the main wires coming out of the car. There's your antenna wire. There's only one way you can do this. It snaps in. Same with this one. Snaps in. You gotta push a little harder to get that one to snap in. Feed these wires down a little bit. Keep my antenna wire out. And I assume, just double checking. That is up. Antenna wire in first. Snap that in. See what it looks like slid all the way in. like. Alright, that's the final look. I like it. Seems like it's a good height. Not too far down, not too far out. I'm happy with it. Hopefully everything's all wired up nicely, properly. Alright, time for the speakers. Hey everybody, this is my 1994 Ford Probe GT. I'm going to get rid of the factory speakers. I believe they're factory speakers. I just bought this car off a guy, 30 years old. So maybe someone changed them out. It might be the same factory speaker. I think they sound like the factory speaker basically. I'm going to put some kickers in. These are the CSC 65s. They're 6.5 inch. The first thing you got to do, I'm just winging this. I've done many stereos when I was younger, but I'm getting a little older now. But you got 1, 2, screw here, 3, and there's one back here on the end. That's 4 screws to take out. And I still have the old wind up, roll your windows up knob. There's a trick to get that off. I always get like a rag or something. And you gotta kind of slide it, and there's like a little spring in here you gotta catch, a little spring nut thing. There you go. Popped up a little bit. Get the screwdriver. Lose that. Oop. There's your knob. See, it's a little spring. Catches in right back here. Once it's engaged, it's slid down. I'm just going to pop it down now. So that's it's engaged. You use like a rag or something and pushes up, pops it out. So put that aside. Now you got 4 screws that I see. One right here. One here on the handle. One down here. Now these screws are a little different, so this one's a countersunk. That one's not, almost a pan head. Got another pan head over here. And that one's the same size as the one I just took out there, and this one's still stuck in there a little bit, but it's all the way out. And let's see if it'll pop out. Sometimes you gotta pull them up. This thing is still connected. My little, it's my mirror adjuster. Just gonna see if I can maneuver this so I can get and just unplug it. See if maybe I can just tilt this up and get out of the way. I gotta unplug it. There you go. And there she goes. Yep. Definitely factory speakers. Just a little loose and turn that up a little bit. Alrighty. It's got 3 bolts holding it on. 3 screws. Pop it on out. There's the wires disconnected. Come on out, wires. It's old plastic, I don't want to crack it. There you go. Yeah, definitely cheap. Look at that thing. That's a decent sized magnet for a factory speaker. Alright, here's the new CS speaker from Kicker. It's a Kicker CSC 65. Got it from Crutchfield. And one thing I like about Crutchfield, they give you all the wiring hookups. Just slide this on. Gotta be gentle, you don't want to bend these connectors. This one's a little tight. Just slide on, I'll just give it a little wiggle. There you go, pop in. And this one's all the end, is it? Looks like it, feels like it. Let's go down a little bit more. And you just connect it. Now I'm hoping these hole patterns line up. Sometimes they don't. Cross our fingers. Slide the wire in. Alright, a little tight. That's in. Now to put the door panel back on. Make sure all the connectors are good. Try to seal some of these back up. Alright, got to plug this back in. This is through. Just kind of pops in. Let's put the 4 screws back in. This one was a countersunk. So you gotta make sure you put it in properly. The other 3 were just panheads. Back here. And that is it. One down, one more front one to go. Let's put this back on. Put the clip in. Always have them, when it'll hold all the way down, have the knob facing downwards. You slide your clip in. And I just push it down with a screwdriver until it clicks. Go. And that's the door 100% back on. Alright, I already did the other side. Put my 6x9 speakers in. I cannot figure out how to get this panel off. I'm sure there's a way. I just kind of took this side off, bent it out a little bit, and with a nubby screwdriver I was able to get the screws out and get the speaker out and put the new one in. There's a lot of cussing going on, but you can get it done. Just gotta be careful not to pry too far. You don't want to break the panel at all. Start off, this is just, you just pop over this lip. You can pop it out a little bit. Now you got some screws and you got some of those little tabs up here. And so first of all, you got to remove your bottom cushion of your seat in your back. You can flip this down. You got one screw up here. Up on this corner piece right here. Underneath this seat belt, there's a little cover here. You pop that up. I always use a little plastic pry thing. In the back that holds it down. Just pops up. Oh, I'm even missing. There should be a little tab right here holding these two sides together. That's missing. And you got 3 here. You just pull out the center, pop them out. freeze it up a little bit more. Like I say, all you do is you just pull this over. This is better up. Pull this over. Try not to flex it too much, but you're able to get to the screws. It's just not pretty. So you only got 4 screws holding it in. There's one. Let's see, you got 3 more screws to get. Let's go for the toughest ones first. Two. Last screw. Unconnect it. Being stubborn on me. Wow, this speaker is blowing out. Or it's just crumbling. I don't know if you can see it. It's totally blown out. I'll say that wasn't very good. Alrighty. The last one I was only able to get 3 out of the 4 screws to line up properly. And I didn't push the issue for putting the 4th one in. Wiggle them on. Connect it up. Started. It's hard to see where the hole is. Alright, so you just pop it all back in again. tabs back in the back. Let's see, just put these last 3 tabs back in, and you got this one screw here. And there used to be a tab underneath here, but it wasn't when I popped it open. Pop that back down, and good to go. Alright, time to put the bottom cushion back in, and put the battery leads back on, and we'll fire the car up, see if it works. Alright, got it all hooked up. Everything sounds good so far. Everything works. That's not even on the 20th. It's only like 15. I'm happy with it. So I might amp it up, put a little kicker box in the back, but this is good for now. Well, that's me putting my stereo in, 1994 Ford Probe GT. Thanks for watching.